Welcome! This is the Reverend Chisholm's revisit of the Castle Gate. Looks very nice, doesn't it? Well, let's actually take a look. Due to request, I will be explaining how to... Oh. Forgot I was in creative. I will be explaining how to make a working gate with buttons on the outside. And yes, we still have the controls in here too. Had a little bit of a hiccup there. I think mainly it's because my computer's not powerful enough to handle both gates being raised at the same time. But this is basically the way it's made. And yes, I've color-coded this with danger levels. Red means do not touch. Yellow means you can touch it if you want to, just be very careful. If it has a repeater on one of the yellow blocks, it needs to have a repeater at the end of it. So, whereas you could take this one out, if you do, this one has to have a repeater. And you could take this one out, and nothing would really happen. Green means that it's safe to remove completely. So, we have, once again, the same setup with the gate. If you didn't see that, go back to my earlier tutorial about the less complicated build and take a look at that. And over here we have basically some lines that are connecting our timer to the mechanism. You can have this literally right up to it, where you have one yellow block and then your mechanism. So all in all, it's a lot more compact when you consider your gates, your repeaters, your redstone, your connection, and then your timer. You're literally talking about 5 blocks wide, 4 on the side of the gates. Now, the reason why I did it this way was because a friend of mine by the name of MaddRabbitx was doing something very similar to this when he was dressing it up. I looked at his video and said, that looks awesome, but if it's going to be that wide, why not throw another gate on this side? So I went back to the way it was designed, and it was way too clumsy, way too awkward to do that. So I've redesigned it this way, so that regardless, you actually can at these same points that I've already marked, and no, I'm not marking with the torches, I'm marking them with the yellows. You could just extend it out and do the same thing on this side as you see on this side. So you could have another gate over here. And just like I was saying earlier, it doesn't have to be this far apart. I'm putting it this far apart so that you can easily see what's going on. In fact, I do not recommend it being this far apart. I would recommend it being closer. Much closer. As in, like, removing all the green blocks and sliding it all the way over. Anyhow, let's get on to the timing part. Oh, it's also the same down here too. So, green means you can get rid of it completely and compact it. Yellow means you can get rid of one of them, but do not get rid of the one with the repeater. And red means do not mess with it, make sure it stays in the exact same position, the exact same setup, and you won't have any problems. I'm just kind of let you see where the repeaters are set on, because if you didn't see my earlier tutorial, this won't make any sense to you anyway. And if you saw my earlier tutorial, then I really don't need to explain any of this. I'm just kind of showing it to you. Over here, it's the same idea with the green. You can remove it completely and make it more compact. The yellow, you need to leave at least one of them. Repeater, just making sure the strength actually goes the full distance. wonder. No, because I'm not having issues on that side. I was just wondering for a second whether this one had enough power, but then I realized, yeah, because these are firing, okay. So, it just comes down. This is probably the most complicated part, and it's not really that complicated. Just think of it as continuing to spiral this way. It's just you're linking it this way, so it's going that way too. It's doing both. When this one turns on, it'll power that, which will send it this way, and loop it back up for that one. And this will also power that. Sorry, I got a little bit of a cold today. I don't know why, I was feeling fine yesterday. Okay, we'll get back to the pink wool in a second. I'll tell you exactly what the pink is there for. And I'm doing it this way, instead of just having the button right there. For people who like to decorate better, what it allows you to do is completely hide this. You could literally completely hide this. Okay? That way you won't have any redstone messing up your designs. Now with this, crap, I just realized something. Yeah. I went to fix this the other day and I think I messed it up. Leave it to me to do that. Big shocker there. Okay, well. Let's go ahead and fix this now then. Bam, bam. Bam. The reason it needs to be like that is because when... did not mean to press that. Fine, let's do it this way. Okay. Let's say this is your ground floor, okay? When you place a block here, it's going to snip off that corner. So make sure you put it down this way. Other than that, and yes, it could still come out this way, I don't care. In fact, if you really wanted to, you could do it that way. Just be careful of it. If it doesn't work, then just see what you can do to fix it. If it doesn't work then look closer and see what you can do to fix it. Okay, moving on to the pink blocks. You'll notice that the pink blocks are directly on the other side of this piece of redstone here, right? Well, this allows you to send it to the side, okay? You don't actually need these here. You really don't. It could be redstone. Bam, and bam. But if you do that, there's one problem with this one. There's no problem with this one, but there is one problem here, and that doesn't trigger that. So, by putting a block here, that still triggers the down. Okay? And just because I want it to be even with it, I'm doing it that way. So this will be up. And this would be down. So, there you go. This way you can send it to the side of your building. So if you did not want to have these controls here, that's fine. You could wall it off. If you just wanted to have controls here, you could do that. Or what you could do, and I'm really bad at designs, so don't bother me about that looking terrible. You could have controls here and on the other side, and you could still have controls here. Or any combination that you want. So let's actually take a look at that. See? It's running straight to the wall. And that's where the buttons are. This is a slightly different setup. But you can see the same basic principles. It gets going in here, going into a repeater, which goes into the block that's activated. And then this one comes down here and flows into the line that goes underground. And over here on the working example of both doing the same thing, you can see basically I shoved the mechanism, which is that far away, over this way, proving that those green blocks are indeed removable. And then, because I wanted it to be at the same length, roughly, as I think what MaddRabbitx was, I didn't exactly stop and count. Feel free to go stop and count or whatever. Actually, just go watch his video. His video is awesome. I'll be linking it in the description. But basically, just run a line over here and then build another gate. And then you can control both with that same mechanism. Or if you wanted it to be separate, put the mechanism over here too, and then just remove these middle ones. So this one activates separately from that. It's very flexible. That was my kind of goal for this. Okay, let's go take a look at the bottom set. I think I kind of got lost ranting and raving. Okay, it comes in, blah blah blah. It splits, comes on down, goes 3 across, comes down, and then goes into the mechanism. So let me get a good position for you to look at the repeaters. Okay, there you go. And there you go. And also, if you don't like them being in the position they are, that's fine. Just like slide this that way or slide it that way. The most important thing is that all of these connections still touch your gate. If any of them don't touch, it won't work. So I could slide this 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks that way, or I could slide this 1, 2, 2 blocks that way. It really doesn't matter as long as all 7 connections still touch. And it's the same thing on the bottom. So, there you go. Now, for a couple funny things. It works really, really great, but every so often, if your computer is like mine, you'll find some problems with it. You'll never find problems on the down. You will, however, occasionally find problems on the up. Aha! Wonder what that is. I personally know what it is. I showed you on the last video. So let's just reset that. Okay. More of the same issue. Yay! Nothing on this side? Amazing. Nothing on that side. Ah. See if I can get a good perfect one. Come on. Give me a perfect one. What the? Okay. Well, how about this one? Maybe? Maybe? No such luck. What the? Oh, there's 2 missing there. Wow. So let's try that again then. Oh no, this side's perfect. But that one's not. Did that not fire? That's unusual. I've never had a problem with it now. Weird. The joys of playing with a bad computer. Oh, did we? Oh, we almost. It almost worked for us. Come on. Did it? Did it? Yes! Perfect reset. Woohoo! Okay, so apparently you understand that yes, this is not without its risks. Do not attempt a double gate if by some strange stretch of the imagination your computer doesn't handle the first gate. If you do everything with the timing that I've shown you, it should work for you. Unless if you screwed up somewhere. If it doesn't, and you know for a fact you've done everything, well, it might be time to either think about upgrading your computer, like mine badly needs, or maybe downsizing the gates. Like, you know how I said I could move it 4 this way and 2 that way? Well, I could also remove these 4 columns and make it 4 shorter, well, 4 thinner. And I could remove these 2 and make it 2 thinner over here. I don't have to keep the same size. The less pistons you have, the less lag you'll have. The less lag, the better it works on older computers. So, just keep in mind, if it's not handling these things and it's breaking gravel... Anyhow, you caught me recording. Say hi to YouTube.
Oh, hi YouTube.
If it's breaking gravel, like over here, then that might be a good step for you. Anyhow, this has been another tutorial, and I will talk to you later. Ciao.